Kuf Kaf in the Kesef Kabbalah. So I'm just going to read the top part, or well, I'll just read it. Let's see. I'll read the black print, and if I fill it in. So surrounding the house of Samako. So he says surrounding that red color of the eyes. I think it's a red ball of the eye, a red ring. Ki Savid also governor Edom b'miptim. Inside of this color, the Hainu Ben Gavon Ha'edon, the Gavon Yarek Shiba'ayin, he's doing this in order to be able to get all the colors represented in each of the three different colors of the eye. Asker Chad Chuta, that it's surrounded by one chut, Ukama Va'aki flame. It's surrounded. That's not where I want to be. Next one. Gavda Tidyanan. So the second color, Gavda the Sheni shall Eni Zer Anpin. Shuhu Gavana Shachar. Let me see if I can tilt this different slightly, get my thing better. Going back again. Okay, who's the Shuhu Gavana Shachar? Shachar the Dekuda from Sois and Dekuda Babas. We're talking about the pupil. Now here comes his description. He says it's Ukam, it's black. Hu Gavun Shachar, oh, very black. Ka'ab Nachad, like one stone. Kedugmas Gavun Eben Shchora Achas, like it looks like that. The Nafe B'Tachom Echad Zaman the Aleph Shnin B'Yam Rabbah. So it comes out one time every 1,000 years. Hayotze Min Hatachom Shebetoch Yam Agado. So it goes into the deep depth of the sea, comes out of there. The Pam Achas the Aleph Shonin. Now right there is a metaphor of some sort. It's not dealt with. V'sod Yitziyasem Yitziyasech B'Binachom Kacho. So this is the secret of what it's like when it comes out of the depth. So what do we talk about? We talk about a black stone. Because nafek hai avna, when it comes out, bishasha shaha eben hazos yotzes min at home, when it comes out of the depths. Asi rigsha v'tukfa yama. So it makes a tremendous commotion in the world. Barash v'zaf is the work of it's foaming, it's white waves. I guess that's what you call alayam. The kali the yama b'galgaluhi azlan. B'yishtambo l'nuna Rabbah de'ikra Leviathan. I pronounce it Leviathan. I got a song Leviathan, so I keep thinking about that. Anyway, he says that so it startles and it wakes up because of this tremendous commotion of the ocean. This fish, which is down deep, this huge fish. Ad shekol hayam, the sound of the ocean. Uvagalya b'cholkim b'nishmoyim l'dag hagodo hanikra Leviathan. But nafik b'tahom, and it comes out. This causes this fish to come out. Vaz yotze halabayasan min atahom. It comes out of this deep depth. Machmas yiras gali ayam, because it's afraid of the waves of the sea. V'holek el makom acher. It goes to another place. V'hai avdem is galgol betuk b'diyama. So it gets bounced around. It rolls around because of the power of what's going on in the ocean. By Evan Azot is Galgalat b'makom, the makom, it goes from one place to the other. Ad yidei rash v'zav hayam, v'nafik the bar, and then it goes out from the sea. So Evan yotzech mechutz the yam el makom hayubasha, so it goes to that place. He into a dry place. He ukama the call ukamim steaming kamei, and it's black of all. It's the black of blacks. Kamei. Evan Azot shchoyder ma'od. I should call mini gavone shchar, because all of the other blacknesses, stumin, they're all closed up inside of this. This is the granddaddy of the blackness of Batelin Ba'archa, and they're all nullified, relatively speaking. That's what it's all about. Ki enim nikarim legavon shachar b'chashbo alechos. So therefore, it can't be either. None of them are equal to us. They're all absorbed in it. B'kaki ukmalsa de de'ena. So this is the same idea as the blackness of the eye. So similar to this blackness, so that's the same thing. You want to know what the blackness of? It's the blackness of blacknesses. So this says ukamim the color of the sasim kol shar ukamim. So it's a blackness that incorporates in it. He said this like 3 times or so. The same idea. It's the black of black. Shuku kavon shachar hakol of the sasim v'socha b'shar kol mini gubani hashachar. Tuhu amok yosim bekulam bekulam kululimbo. Uvatalin ba'arko ki adam nikarim l'gavan shachar So I wasn't really thinking about what I read, but kulim, kolulim, all of them, darkened and nullified to it, subjugated by it. Ki einin nikarim l'gaben shachar, because you can't recognize them in the midst of this blackness. Now going over to the sulam. Now on that place where it starts, where the sulam ends, I hope you have the same version as me. He says, "Yikalu zeh b'zeh k'nizka the el." That's the end of that paragraph. Do you have that? I'm calling the sulam. I mean the matam. I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. Is a gavna tinyanan ukama ka'avna chad b'nafik mitahoma. So if you read that in mine it goes to the next page. Do you? And the last words on the line are ha'edam v'yichalalo zeh b'zeh k'nizka the el. So it's like the red one, he says, and they're called. Yeah. Okay, you see that. Then below it, he has a blurb. I hope you have this. Right. He says, yeah. So now he's going to really try to take this on. He says he named Marshal Zabadai Enika Pashuta. So we understand the idea of this black stone, which goes into the water, causes such a tremendous commotion, and then it brings out the Leviathan, and then it goes on to dry land. It's really hard to understand it. You got to the Ba'ara, so I got to the place where I want to try to explain it. Al Pichasod, B'derek, Efsher, Ebezes Hashem. So he doesn't really know, he's saying, but I'm going to take a shot at it. So really, I don't have it. I guess he means I don't have it 100% right. So now I'm going to point out what has come into my trap, or I guess into my hand, so to speak. So other people should come along and try to understand what's saying. And then those others who you'll be able to darshan this, to be able to figure it out and finish it up. And the Yosu knows, so somebody will find a better way to explain it. So now let me, though, just bring in a couple of ideas that can help us understand. So he says, now, okay, I would think that the sea refers to the Shekhinah, and that also the land refers to the Shekhinah. Now he says that the stone refers to the Shekhinah. So how's it going? He said the Shekhinah Kedusha Nikras Evan. Kamosha Kasa B'Zohar, the Zohar says Evan Do Knesset Yisrael. So there's a place where you could say the word Evan goes with Knesset Yisrael, another word for Shekhinah. V'hi Shchorah Begalus, and because she's in Galus, she's black. Kamosha Kasa, like it says, like the B'Tikuni Zohar, he says Shkinta Itmar Ba Al Taruni Shani Shachrareres. I have a hard time with that word, because I'm black. He says, don't look at me because I'm black. Begin the Ihi Begalusa. So what's the reason why she's black? It's because she's in Galus. V'chagalas nikra tahom. Galus is called the depth, or a pit. I don't know, the great pit, great depth. Kamosha Kasa B'Medrash. So the Galus, so we're in Midrash, and and it's in a deep place. So hitahom ze Galus mamlechas harasha. So you want to say the word the deep depth, the tahom, the real depth. That's when you're in the malchus of the Rasha, which is Edom. So we live amongst Edom. She'ein lechem cheker kamo hatahom. So I'm not sure what that means. They can't be recognized like the deep. In other words, they're very deeply. Exactly what is the control over here? They're in control, but you can't see it. B'ziman meshach hagalos, and as the galos continues on, nigdra rak al elef shana. So there's a decree that comes out only every 1,000 years, because it's a Zohar HaKodesh. The Zohar says, he says, so I was not explained here what this once in 1,000 years idea is. I'm not sure how that goes. I guess he means the time of Mashiach, as the Shekhinah is coming out of Galus. Oz Yismatko Shtei Demaus. Let me see, I read it right. Yismatko Shtei Demaus Shehem Shnei Shnei Kochos Hadin Shebe'ene Zer Anpin. So what happens is that what is the word for it? Yismatku. They become sweetened at the time that the Mashiach is going to come out. the two different colors in the eyes of Zer Anpin, which are represented here by tears, he says. Says Shnei Shnei Kochos Hadin Shebe'eni Zer Anpin, V'yardu L'Zoch HaMalchus V'yismatku V'ya'iru. And these tears come out, he says the colors, he says, V'yardu L'Zoch HaMalchus, they'll go into Malchus, V'yismatku V'ya'iru, and it'll sweeten it up and it'll cause them to shine. Ayadei Sheyimshach Lechem Or Mishnei Hayisodus the Abba Ve'ima. And how does this what is actually what happens is that the Yisodus of Abba Ve'ima, which are located at the Chaz of Zer Anpin, Habalubashim B'das the Zer Anpin, which is in his Chazav, Nikrayim Yama Rabbah. So he says what? The Yama Rabbah, that was the question. What's the difference between the Yama Rabbah and the Yavoshta and the dry land? So he said because the Yama Rabbah really refers to Abba Ve'ima, the Yisodus of Abba Ve'ima that are pouring out the Shefa. V'oz tihiyah his gavros akitrav. And what will happen then is that the accuser will rise would rise in strength. This is a Gemara in Masechtas Brachos. B'shasha Kodesh Baruch Hu Zohar as banav kasheruyim b'tzar vein. So he said, B'shasha Kodesh Baruch Hu Zohar, when Hashem remembers as banav shashruyim b'tzar vein umas that we're living in pain amongst the goyim. Morid shtei demaos the Yamagodol. He causes two tears to come down in this Yamagodol, which he says previously refers to the Yisodos of Abba Ve'ima. And its voice is heard from one end of the earth to the other. Goha. I know what Goha means. Pirush Rashi. Re'idas ha'aretz ayin sham. The world starts to tremble. But Zer Anpin. But this, the trembling and the commotion that's caused by it, will cause Zer Anpin to awaken that it should make a yichud with the nukva and a complete and total yichud, which is ultimately allows all the shefa to pour into the world. Parts of Zer Anpin, parts of Zer Anpin, yisod nikra leviasin. So he wants to say that Zer Anpin is called the Leviathan, particularly the Yisod of Zer Anpin, which is the mighty fish. It's the dog of Mavur, Bakilas Yaakov. And he said, Bezel Lashono Leviathan, who Yisod. What is the Leviathan? That's the Yisod. V'gam Tiferes, Nikra Leviathan. So Tiferes is also called that. Ayin Sham, Kamer Ra'ayos, Mel Zohar. I just want to bring that up. I don't know that it satisfied my curiosity about it 100% because I don't know what it has to do with blackness. I don't think he brought that in. But except that, black is the color of Malchus. All right, so let's go on. I just want to bring that over. He has some different ideas. I'm not familiar, which I'd like to know more about the concept of these two tears. Why use the word tears instead of drops? Maybe that's what he means, but I thought it was the word tears. Okay, let's go on. I think we're actually where we stopped was on page Kuf Kaf Gimel in the Kesef HaKabbalah. So on Kuf Kaf Gimel on the word is let's see where is it? Kuf Kaf Gimel Tanei, that should be us. So surrounding this green color, because the green color is in between the red and the black. It's surrounded by two different threads. So again, it's a little bit hard to understand what he means by its two sides, but there are two threads, two different color threads, that are going to surround it on two sides. So I assume it's on the inside of the circle and the outside of the circle. That's what I said before, but I don't know. So I said differently. He says that one side it has a red thread around it. So it's on the inside of the circle of green. Between this is what he says. He says between the black circle, which is on the inside of the red circle, between that and the red circle and the green circle, I'm getting mixed up a little bit. The Hainu being Gavana Yarak the Nakuda Shaka, that is between the ball or the pupil of the eye and the color of green that surrounds it, shall Abbas Ayin, there is a red thread that goes there. Then on the outside of that circle, so there's one chut that was black. The Sabib as Sad the Chitzon shall eagle Hayarek, it strides the outside part of this eagle. The Hainu being Gavan the Yarek, the eagle Ha'edem Achitzon, so on the outside of it, it's going to be close to the red. V'akifin l'hachu Yeroka, and that also surrounds the green, so that the green has actually a red aspect on a thread on the outside of it, and a green and a black one next to the pupil of the eye. Or I got that vice versa. Excuse me. The red should be next to the pupil of the eye, and the black would be close to the red of the eye. So the nimsa shnei achutim ha'elam makifim as gavan yarak mishnei tzadadim. So we see that they're both corresponding to it on the different opposite colors. Because is the chayr chivara. So now let's throw into this mix. Now start surrounding it the whiteness that comes from the eyes of Eric Anpin. Kasha choizer gavan halavan ha'elyon shel eni Eric Anpin l'hayr l'mata be'eni zer Anpin v'stalke eno v'nir chatzos eni zer Anpin begavan halavan, and then you see that the eyes of zer Anpin are bathing in this whiteness. V'sod rochtzos b'chalav, we saw that before they're walking or washing in milk. Ka'amar la'el kol inen gavanim lo mishtatchin. So these other colors, the red, green, and black, you can't find them in the eyes anymore. And they be sink down below. So let me see what he means. They actually sink down into the inside of the eye. So they become okay, they sink down into the Myrish Shlosha Gavanim Shehi Bechitzonius Anayim, and that image of these three colors that are on the outside of the eyes, Chozam the Gavan Lov, and they all change to white. So he doesn't say that to disappear the three colors, but that rather they become covered over and pushed downwards. Lo is Chazi Bar Hakuchi Bara Denachar Ma'atek Yom, so now you only see the whiteness that's coming from Atek Yom, and again, the use of the phrase Atik Yomem instead of Eric Anpin. Vaz Eno Nikra Venira Chabitsonis Enizer Anpin, so then you can't see them anymore in the eyes of Eric Anpin. Ella Osaka Begavan Lulavan Ha'elyon, only that. What's going on with my thing? Okay. Are you still there, Rabbi? Hello? What happened? What happened? There we go. That one. Okay.
Went off. Muted yourself.
I did?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to touch it. I wasn't aware of
No,
that.
it went dead.
Okay, well, I beg your pardon. I saw something happen like that. So let me ask you, did you get to the place where lo is chazin bar hachu chibara denayim ba'atik yome?
Yeah.
Okay, so the ba'az eno nikra v'nira b'kitzonis eni zer anpin, so now you can't see those colors anymore in the eyes of zer anpin. Ela osacha begava and the love and the elga, but that what is on the top of them is the whiteness. Shemeir be'eni zer anpin mikoich hashpaz eni erik anpin, because of what's coming to them from erik anpin, it covers them in white and nikra atik yamim. And once again, he says we're using the word atik yamim to refer to that. It lights up everything down below, and because of this, may Irin call the madregos so it causes all of the lower madregos to shine. Sheva Kitos HaMalachim, which going back to what we said is the 7 different pairs of Malachim, which each one of the three we said before, this is maybe the origin of number 21, I really don't know. So he says that these 3 sevens that are a malach of pairs of malachim that are found in the 3 colors, now they're all shining now, but they're shining because of the whiteness. Velis gavonet is chaze b'archachu chivora b'lhodoi. Umikevan she'enu nira b'shum gavan be'eni zer anpin. So now you can't see any other color. Chutz min oza gavan alav v'bal, only the white. Begin kach is talku kol ma'arechan d'sumaku v'ukoma. So the pichoch nistalku. So therefore, all of the angels or the channels nistalku leave kol ba'alech adinim aniachazim begavan edem. All of these bali adinim that are holding on to this red color, bal shachar, and also the black shall ene zer anpin. So he said, Hainu, shenistalku b'memshalas adin min kochos hamalachim aniachazim begavan edem. So all of these malachim, they leave, that were holding on to this red color, and also the black color. And they all, even though they were set up to carry out these, then they all moved to the area of Rachamim. So from them that we see that they all got themselves all lined up to do good in the world. Because once they're whitened, and they sweeten up the colors, those three colors in the eyes of their anpin, which now he's saying that the root of the malachim are really the colors themselves. And we understand, as I said, like in Aryeh Kaplan or reading that, there really is no color. There's no such thing as color, but these are the roots of where colors come out. So therefore, so therefore we see that everything, all of these things, the bad things that they could do, turn out to be good. Because these are the branches, these malachim are actually the branches that come out from this. The inun tu'umin kahada. So they match themselves up like one. What does that mean? The Idra haliva. So how does the whiteness really work? And the sweetening of the shal eni erikanpin. How do you whiten it? How do you sweeten it up? It's really by these two colors, which are red and black, which represent din. Shehem krovim b'mareham zalazeh. Because actually, he says that the way that they look, their lights are very similar to each other. Kamo shnei achim tu'umim, like you have two brothers who are twins. Ki gavan shachar shorsh begavan edom, because this is a statement of fact. He says the root of the color black is really, its root is in the gavan edom el shenasa shachar b'fnecha shavlako v'hok koch marisa. So he said, but it's the same thing. He says that the root of them is the same. But actually that the black is rooted in the red. So it used to be red one time. So it sounds like, but what happened to it? Shalaka, it was smitten in some way. It doesn't go into that. And weakened, and its redness, its blaring red, stopped. Now we know that these two colors, red and black, represent dinim kasha. But Tzrik and Libo and Mitok Rabin, they really need a lot of sweetening. They need a lot of whitening. And together, they both bathe, and they both become whitened from the eyes of Eric Anpin. Let's talk about the third one, which is the green. Doesn't really mention it. The Idra doesn't mention it, that it has to be washed. Because it has rachamim and din in it. So in other words, it's a mixture. It only needs, he's saying that the green has already allowed the white to mix with the green, mix with the red rather, and as a result of that it's weaker, so it only needs a certain amount of tikkun. This is the meaning of this phrase. Excuse me. So this is a hard phrase, and he says shenayach, your teeth. Eder is, I guess, a flock. A katsuvos, I don't know, some fixed flock. He's going to go over this puzzle. They came out from this bathing, shekulam mis'imos, and they all are very similar. They're all like twins. Now, what's its explanation? They're called the twins. We said that before. They actually have the same origin. that black used to be red. So what does he say? They go up and leave from the eyes of Zer Anpin, and because of the being washed, that's what happens to them. Now, so he says that's the fact, which is that we said previously that they sink down below. I guess all three of them sink down below, but these two in particular, which are the real harsh parts. So he says, my min arachsa. What does he mean for the bathing? So we see that they went up and they left, and then we're not sure about the word alu, so we'll see what he means by that. They went up and they left, they left the eyes. Umeshiv, and he answered, why? Because of the aschusa is rechitza, is washing, shall ain a gadusha al yonah shall Eric Anpin, which comes from the holy eye of Eric Anpin. Like we said up above, when we were talking about bathing in milk, and the power of this white power shall aini Eric Anpin and nikba chalav, which is also called by the name milk. The Romas of the Rachmim Pshutim is simple, and it just represents a simple, uncomplicated Rachmanis. Near Chatzim and Nistalkim Bedinim, they bathe, the eyes of Zer Anpin bathes, and as a result of that, Nistalkim Bedinim, the Dinim leave, Shel Gavani Eini Zer Anpin, his eye colors leave. The Pasuk then goes on like this. He's now darshaning the Pasuk. Shekulim Misiimos. What does it mean? They're all twinned up. Upirusha ki hapasuk bal levayer eza gavani anayim olam vestalkum. And I want to explain really what are the colors of the eyes that actually leave. As a result of the fact that they're all bathing in the eyes of Eric Anpin. And he says, well, what happens is that they start mixing together, is damkin da b'da, and cling to each other. We're talking about those two colors, red and black. Hanekroyim te'umim, which we said before are called twins. And he says that their appearance is similar. So it's easy for them to start mixing together. Just like two twin brothers. They naturally have a tendency to want to be together. So now we're going to go on, and first we'll explain the pasuk like this. What it says, like Shinayach ke'edach hakatzuvos. Now, what does that mean? How did the concept of teeth get into this, and what Idra are we talking about? So he said, so now we move to the concept of the teeth of Zer Anpin. Va'at amrat, and you said va'at amrach, and he said at goes with the word v'heich ata omer. So how is it that you're saying this is what this Rebbe Shimon speaking? So he said va'at amrat, you say v'heich ata omer shasof pasuk sha'amar shakulam miseimo. So you're explaining that the understanding is that they're all twinned up. Medaber begavani eden v'shachar shal eni Zer Anpin. They're all talking about the red black of the eyes of Zer Anpin. And the first part of it talking about the color of the teeth, and the second part is talking about the color of the eyes. Now, how did this get in here, and what does the teeth have to do with this? Kolomar v'kach amar pasuk. So there the pasuk wants to come along and say like this. So he says that, he pronounces it Aini. So he says that B'haku Ibar, with that whiteness, that is really the color of the eyes. Shalavninos Ashinayim Hu Kovanninos Gavani Aini Zer Anpin, because the color of the whiteness of the eye over here is like the eyes Shalavnanis Ashinayim of the teeth, Who Kavaninos Gavani Aini Zer Anpin. You're comparing that to the same color of the eyes now of Zer Anpin. Kach aschan b'char b'dada ein law. So they went up, he says they went up, and they left the red and the black, because they're bathing in this white color, shall ayin elyon the Eric Anpin of the upper eye of Eric Anpin, that is the eye that's up above them. Upirish pasuk kachu. So now let's try to understand what the simple meaning of this pasuk is. It says shenayach ke'eda katsubos. Now that phrase, he says your teeth are like a flock, a fixed flock. I don't know what katsubos means yet. Hashinayim shal zer anpin heim levanos. They're white. The eyes of zer anpin are not white. Kamo gavane ha'ayin, but with like similar ayinayim, like the colors of the eyes on the kroim eder hakatsubos. So I guess he means the eyes, which is really one eye of Eric Anpin. I'm thinking that's what he means. Let me just turn this. That's a little problem there. Because the Haksubos, that came out from the bathing. So after these colors, the red and the black, leave. And their leaving really is that they are washed in this whiteness. The Gavan 11 shall any Eric Anpin of the eyes of Eric Anpin. Shukula Mesiimos v'shukula ein behem. That they're also Shukula Mesiimos, they're all paired up. V'shakula ein behem. I don't know what Shukula means here. It means let's see what it means. He means that let me see what it means. So since they're similar to twins, Behem dinin kashim, and they both represent tough dinin. Gam heim nahafku lelavan ayeder berachitza. They also turn into white as a result of rachitza. Behem bechem shichu v'dinim kenugmas alovan azeh kach heim lovan ashinayim. So I don't see this metaphor working out for me. I still don't hear what the whiteness of the teeth has to do with it. And it could be that that Rebbe Shimon and also the before Shim he drops different things in, but he doesn't explain them out 100%. So he said, Gam heim the hafkul the loven ayeder b'rachitza. They also, all these other colors turn into white as a result of this washing. Ve'im bechem shichu v'dinim, so they don't have any power to really punish. Kedugmas haloven, is just like this loven, kachu loven ashinayim, and that is the nature of the whiteness of the teeth. What that's all about, there is a little bit down below. I think we're stopping here now, right? Okay, so this is where we're stopping. It's not really explaining what that whiteness of the teeth, not to me, really represents. Okay, he does have some notes on this. I don't know if you have time to read them. You want to hear that on Kuf Tzadik Ches and Kuf Tzadik Tes?
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Okay.
Okay, let's look at Kuf Tzadik Ches. It says, "Nizbayr ma tam nikras eder haksubos." What does it mean, eder kasuda? What's this all about? I mean, you look at the teeth. The teeth are all in rows in some way. They're all lined up. Maybe that's what he means. Amnam rei le'el b'ha'aras b'shem the yain the rekach mashi bar v'v'loshen eder. What does eder mean? So he says the concept of eder means the nai, shorish hagavonim. Where do the colors come from? They're manifest from the nai of, I guess he means of Abba Ve'ima Ayin Sham. B'yesh lomer shagam l'shar mefarshim v'chein rei le'el b'ha'aras b'shem emek hamelach. He says b'man shabir b'loshen ha'ktsuvos. So it means designated hashpa. So they all go that way. One more, he says, with number kutzaditas. He says, and what it says over there, that there's nothing equivalent to them. Apparently this is another pirush. Shabir the fi darko sham, he says over there, kol maimer hazoher shalapanena ba'orech. So as we're about to see the length of where we're going, behu the bar of the sefer mikdash melach over there ba'ayin sham. So let's go to where it says b'zel shama. V'shukula ba'ein b'shukula ein b'chem. What does shukula mean? Shukula b'chinas din. So they don't have any din anymore. Umila shukula mora al zeh. So shukula means talks about that. Ki shach Mishikula, take the letter Shin, or the two letters Shin and Kaf in the word Shikula, who's Shach Dinim, it refers to the 320 Dinim. V'lamed Hey Mishikula, so again, who Lamed Hey Osius, Mole the Mole, the Shem Adni. So if you did the Milui of the name Adni, you would come to the number Lamed Hey. And what does that mean? Ve'ein b'chem pirusho, she'ein poil hadin shebechem, as they don't really get spread out, I guess. Ki im arachamim, there's no din, just rachamim. Okay, didn't really flush it out too much. Thank you very much for learning with me today. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll call to
Well,
So this is Baruch Fleischman at the Tikkun Elevator.